What's going on? We back out of here. You know what I'm saying? We back at it. It's your boy Johnny B. Yeah, Mr. Ratchet himself. Work with the shirt. I'm unclean. Yeah, I like it. Nevertheless, we got this 2003 Chevy Tahoe. We gotta do a fuel pump to it. Fuel pump is on this driver's side. So we're gonna crawl up under here. That's the gas tank. And we're gonna break it loose and get to it. Alright, we're getting ready to get this fuel pump knocked out. I had to take off so I can get me a jack stand. Some kind of safety, because I'm gonna have this thing tweaked up in the angle. Something dangerous, but nevertheless, yeah, we're getting ready. Go ahead and knock this thing out. We're gonna need a jack, tools, of course. Our fuel pump right here. We're gonna get this bitch knocked out. That's the one we got. We gotta disconnect the goddamn drive shaft before we go ahead and get to that fuel pump. And then from there, we're gonna be able to replace it. I'm about to get under here and start messing with this drive shaft now. What I'm doing here is disconnecting my U-joint mounting brackets. That's what's going to hold the drive shaft connected to your rear end. I got this left side pretty much. Well, I got it done, so I'm going to go ahead and take it all the way out. I got this. Boom. That's the left side. And the bottom loosened up. Alright, this right side done. Alright, when you're removing this little drive shaft, more likely it's gonna be wedged into this into the groove. So you want to take like a screwdriver or something to just put in between it, and you're gonna push forward or hold on. Alright, so look, I had this little ass wrench. I switched up, got my flathead screwdriver, give me some more leverage to kind of pry this from out of its position. But you want to work on both sides. Goddamn. That bitch gonna pop. Alright, so that's the reason you also want to make sure that you got the back wheel chocked. Something behind it, because once this shit relieve its position, it's gonna should move. There we go. Didn't move much, but just a little bit. Got the drive shaft loosened up from the rear end. Now it's free. I'm just gonna really sit it to the side. Alright, so with this drive shaft, I'm gonna just actually put some tie wire on it and get it tied up out the way so it's not dangling in my way. I really just need to get to this side. So here we go. Stick this tie wire through the U-joint area. You can barely see that, huh? Alright, you want to just stick the wire through the U-joint. And then the top bushings, you can just strap it up to. I'll out your way. Just as such, boom, like that. It's another drive shaft. You can hit it, wiggle it. It won't fall down and smack you in the eye or hit you in your chin. I didn't have that happen, so you know what I'm saying? Learn from your lessons. Now what I'm gonna do next is get my jack, get it positioned up under the tank, and then slowly start loosening up the screws on my gas tank. You got a strap band, you got a tie down strap there, and a tie down strap here. That's it. Kind of hangs up over this cross member. You want to loosen up your funnel feed for your gas to fill up your gas tank. Loosen that up, disconnect it, and then go ahead and loosen up your straps. After you secure that, there's something up under your tank. I'm gonna show you how to do that if you don't have like something or two different props or jacks. All right, so when you put something up under here, you want to, like, if you don't have a jack or something like a transmission jack to lower it, you can get your regular old standard jack or a bigger jack. Put something flat up on this mounting point where you want to connect up to your A car, and you want to put it as flat as and center as possible on the gas tank. And then go ahead and just start loosening up the screws that's needed. First, I'm gonna hit the screws, the strap bands first, and I'm gonna go up under there and get the funnels. What's it called? The funnel necks from the gas dispenser area where you fill up at, and then go from there. Then start lowering it. Go back in this. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm stuck up in a hard spot. I got a little bit of space. See my arms and my shoulders. Big shoulder having ass nigga. Nevertheless, it's tight. There goes my fuel pump. More than likely gonna take it all the way out so I can go ahead and get a nice leverage of a pull and press on him. But yeah, there go the fuel pump. I'm about to disconnect the lines and get at it. I'm going up some more with this goddamn motor because goddamn my neck hurt. My little space, hair getting dirty, a little dirty ponytail and shit. But yeah, getting it done. All right, so we got both straps off. They put off to the side, one down there. That's the heat shield for this tank. The other one is behind me on my right, over my shoulder. That's the other strap. That's a small system box. I disconnected that just so that it won't break. And we got our fuel tank dropped and lowered. That's nastiness. But there's the fuel pump housing, the lock ring, and the fuel pump. Time to take the rest of this fuel pump or fuel tank down, just so we can go ahead and get it out and put in and installed properly. All right, so I'm tired. Got dirty. Yeah. Dang shit. Dust bucket. Anyways, I got me enough room to go ahead and give me some whoop around leverage. Whew. Now I can go ahead and get up under there, slap that little fuel pump out, and put the new one in. Now this is dangerous with everything I got, everything all offset. But we're finna line him back up, make sure we back safe. So to finish off, or to complete this, we're gonna need this flathead screwdriver and a hammer, because that snap ring is gonna be something to deal with. All right, so we're crawling up under there, get comfortable. Not necessarily comfortable, just getting a good position so we can get a whack at that snap. All right, this is a better angle. So go ahead and disconnect the wiring harness. That's one. It's a safety clip. Disconnect that, pull that out, and that's the second clip. There's two. There's your wiring harness. Go ahead and disconnect that. Sit it to the side. Disconnect. Sit it to the side. Then these right here is gonna be some retainer clips. They should be easy pressed towards it, and on the side it's got little wings on it. You're gonna press the wings in and should be able to pull back and relieve the one line, and you do the same thing to the other one. This is your return line. This is gonna be your like your pressure line. So Do the same thing you did to one side to the other. Press those little wings on it. Press forward, back, and it should release it. Just as such. Alright, now that we got everything all disconnected, we can go ahead and start hitting at our snap ring. Knocking it up and out the way. Also too, want to make sure that when you swinging, you got a little relief spring to move out the way. Make sure you move it out the way before you start whacking at it, because it's going to be forever taking it off. Shouldn't take too many heavy hits. Once you got it loose, it should be fairly easy. Take it apart, get your ring out the way, set it to the side. Then you got your fuel pump itself. Pull it on out. As such. That shit nasty. And then you gonna get the new one ready. Alright, bet. You got a little angle. Put the angle. So this is our old one right here. This is the one I had took out. As you can see, it's just nasty. This filter is garbage. This right here is the O-ring. That O-ring ain't no good neither. This is gonna be your fuel pressure regulator. This is what indicates what level of fuel you got in your tank. And yeah, it just looks like shit. You're gonna get you a pry tool or a pick, whatever, whatnot, and you're gonna just take these little retainer clips off, like I'm doing here, as such. Keep pressure on them so they don't keep clipping back into place. Then you're gonna be fighting it all evening. There you go. Take it off without breaking it. That's all you want to do. Do the same to the other side. And when you're installing these, it shouldn't be hard to install it, because, alright, both of them off. You got two of them. They two different sizes. So when you reinstall them to the new pump, it shouldn't be no problem putting them on. This pump ain't no good, so we're just gonna throw it to the side. Now we got our new pump. It's got a wiring harness. It's for aftermarket or for universal fittings. This wiring harness I do not need. You wouldn't need unless you see this fitting and you see these wires here, these 4 wires. This is usually gonna be a sending wire. It's gonna be a power wire, a ground, and then a relay wire. But nevertheless, you ain't gonna need that shit. It even comes with some more wiring connectors, so you ain't even gotta run to the store and grab wiring connectors. But again, you do not need it. Throw it back in the bag. You can save it for another job or some shit you want to build later on. These are instructions. If you don't really know what you're doing, there's instructions, specific instructions on how to go ahead and install, compare, contrast, and fucking compare the pump like you're supposed to. The rest of this stuff. Alright, this is a brand new fuel filter right here at the bottom. As you can see, it's light. It's not all black and gunky and shit like that. And throw that shit to the side. You don't need nothing else. Here's your fuel pressure regulator. It goes up and down like it's supposed to. It's black. That's aftermarket style. You just want to take this little baggie off, because you're going to take it and use it. Boom. Take the bag off. Then you want to take these little clips off here. 1, 2. And these are the same lines you're going to reinstall those plastic retainer clips on. These are called retainer clips. So these retainer clips you took off your old pump, you're going to put them onto the new pump. And again, one size is going to fit only one line. So if you put the other one on a different line, it's going to be hell putting it back together, and you're going to have leaks all day long. So you're going to push them on there till you hear a click. I'm sure you heard that click. If not, I'll demonstrate one more time. Hold on. Alright, you ready? There go the retainer clip. Going on our pressure side. That's a clip. Click. That's all you want it to do. And from there, it's going to be ready for installation. And come to find out, we are actually going to be rewiring this fuel pump. So stay tuned and get that wiring harness kit adapter. Alright, so look, like I said, we're going to have to redo the wiring harness. I got little wire harness kit. And I got my wire harness from my truck. Just got it off to the side. I'm on the side of the truck out the way, so if the vehicle was to fall, I'm not up under the vehicle. And you know what I'm saying? I'm still out of harm's way. So here we go. Right here, this paper right here is kind of self-explanatory. If it's color-coded, you're just going to follow the color codes. You got orange, purple, black, and gray. Orange, gray, purple, black. And on the car, it's black and white. So it's going to be black with a white stripe, just like it's orange with a black stripe, but it's going to be black with a white stripe. Then you got gray, gray. Then you're going to have purple, purple. You're going to have black, black. For instance, specifically, it's going to be this here diagram at the bottom because we don't have this black with a white stripe and gray, purple, black. We got gray, purple, black, and we have a large gauge and a small gauge, though. We got two blacks. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I hate that here take 150 pin.
Yeah. So, like I said, we got these gauge splicers. Go ahead and fit it into which gauge wire it fits. So, you just want to go ahead and get a little bit of that wire exposed, not a lot of it. Just enough to give you a good connection in your wiring connector. And also, too, don't press too hard because sometimes you can splice some of those wires on the inside of this wiring, and then they'll be all uneven. So you'll have a connection, but it won't be a solid connection. Then you just want to twist it up as such, and you do that to all of them. So you got 4. Well, shit, we'll do it one by one. So you got that. One wire cleaned up. You got your wire connectors. And one by one, just start crimping and connecting your wires as shown in the diagram given. Put a little tug on it, make sure it's not gonna fall apart. On your wire harness brought to you with the fuel pump, it's already gonna have some exposed ends. So just twist them up, clean them for a nice fitting. You should be good. Nice crimp on it, tug on the wire, not too much, just to check the security of connection, and then you follow through with the rest of your wires. Again, combination 2 for manufacturing 2002 to 2003. This bottom one is the one I'm following. So my orange wire is going to go with my orange black wire is going to go with my larger black gauge. I'm going to do that one next. Is my orange with a black stripe wire. Get it ready. It's going to get connected with my larger black gauge wire. And go ahead and expose this wire some such, twist it, get me a wiring connector, get it on nice and tight, crimp it, do a little tug check, make sure there's a good connection. Take my orange wire on my other end, twist it so it has a good clean entrance into the wire connector, get it nice and tight. And we're going to crimp this as well. You don't want to over exaggerate on your crimps, you just want a nice little crimp. So that's 2 wires down, 2 more to go. Got our gray wire. My gray wire is going to go with my smaller black gauge wire. My gray with my smaller black gauge wire. Expose the wire, clean it up, get your wiring connector, get it on there nice and tight, and go ahead and give it a nice crimp. Nothing too major, just something decent. Check it. Then we're gonna follow through with our gray wire, expose it, clean it up. Got our gray wire. My gray wire It's gonna go with my smaller black gauge wire. My gray with my smaller black gauge wire. Expose the wire, clean it up, get your wiring connector, get it on there, nice and tight. And go ahead and give it a nice crimp. Nothing too major, just something decent. Check it. Then we're gonna follow through with our gray wire, expose it, clean it up. All right, last wire you got is gonna be your black wire with your gray wire. Yep, black and gray. Last two wires. Go ahead and expose this wire. It's not exposed good enough. Dang. Struggling. Alright. Get this nice and cleaned up. The wiring connector. Put it on as such. Throw that crimp on it. Boom. Check it. Get your other wire. Get it open. Clean it up. Get rid of good entrance and tight connection. Keep that tension, tight tension on it. Throw a crimp on it. Tug. Security. With these extra wires, you can just get you a zip tie them together. Some electrical tape them together. For this situation here, I'm gonna just go ahead and throw one good little knot in it to build it, or to kind of separate, or not eliminate the distance. There we go. Eliminate that distance, that extra slack that I got in the line. So there's that. So it kind of shortens it up. I would do it 2 times because I don't need that much length in my connector, and it should be good. Now let's get ready to go ahead and install the pump and connect everything back together. Alright, I ain't gonna lie, I had a big ass hassle just putting this in right now. So you gotta push down on this snap ring and twist just a little bit. Alright, you gotta make sure that it's even on the pump housing and on the pump. If not, it's gonna cock up in an angle, and every time you hit it, it's gonna pop loose, and you're gonna be fighting it day in, day out. I just spent 10-15 minutes doing this. So with that being said, make sure you got like a helping hand, or take the whole, you know what I'm saying, fuel pump from up under the vehicle and get a level base to work with. Other than that, go ahead and put your lines back together. Make sure you push them on until they snap. Here with this fuel pump, you can go ahead and get your wiring harness and connect it back to the fuel pump. Your new connector, connect it. You see all that slack had to make up for, or just delete all that slack. That's why you want to throw those 2 little knots in it. Otherwise, go ahead and get that new connector clipped in till you hear a snap. Boom. You all good. Check it. And then from there, you should be good to go ahead and reinstall your fuel tank. Stay tuned. It's going to be back up in the air. Definitely want to make sure you're in a safe spot when doing this. Get that strap. Oh snap. Get that strap. Put it back in place without getting dust in your eyes and debris. Yes, this is a struggle. It does have gas in it. about a good quarter tank of gas. What I'm doing now is just installing my straps. Put my straps back on. It's my fuel tank. I'm gonna hand tighten them down before I put a wrench on them. You always want to hand tighten down your screws before you put wrenches on them, just so that you save yourself from cross threading and giving the next mechanic or the next repair a hassle to do. So hand tighten everything down the best you can, then you follow through with the ratchet or impact of your selection, of your choice. Yeah. That's one strap. On to the next one. I needed some further extension. Tighten them up without busting my knuckles. All right, got the tank back up, got the fuel pump in. Got to put the heat shield back on, tighten up my hoses here. And if I'm not mistaken, oh, that charcoal, what was this called? Small box, charcoal small box. This right here, got to go back up there. And then I'm done. Just realized I got to do that drive shaft, reinstall the drive shaft, so I'm gonna do that too as well. Get it on out the way. Earlier I just zip tied it, not zip tied it, but strapped it to the side with some tie wire. Check the tie wire out. Take the drive shaft, reline the U-joints back up. Should be fairly easy. Line it all back up into place as such. Take the U-joint snap lock rings and just install the screws, the 11mm hex bolts. Finger tighten them all the way down and snug them down with the 11. All right, so we done got everything pretty much installed. We got those two hoses for my filler hoses connected. Got my smog box connected. Got my drive shaft connected, snugged down. Last thing to do is my heat shield, and that'll be it. I'm all done with this. Yeah, that was fairly easy. All right, I'm pretty much done. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this mug. Got my tools out the way. Everything's all connected. Time to call the customer and start it up. Clean up after I'm all satisfied with my work. So, yeah. It look like this right now. This is my area of operations, the old pump. But everything else is fairly clean. Yeah, you want to make sure you keep a clean area when you're working. You don't want to cause a scene and attract, you know what I'm saying, unwanted attention. You feel me? Keep it professional.